Hi everyone, my name is Mary and welcome back to Quinn Inc. Today we are going to be finishing the wing section. That is correct. We are on section 4.4 and that pretty much means this is the last section of the wing. That means this one will actually finish off your wing section, and this is what it looks like. It's very short because we're only doing 17 stitches, as you can see right here. Hopefully my light is not in the way. So 17 foundation double crochet stitches is what we're going to be doing for this one. I'm so excited. Yay! I know I don't sound like it. I'm sorry, I'm a little tired. It is pretty late and I'm trying to record this video so I can get it out for you. On top of that, once I finish this video, I am going to be recording sewing section 3, all 4 parts together. And then I'm going to be recording sewing section 4, all 4 parts together. I'm going to sew them all together, and then in that video I'm going to show you how to sew together section 4 and section 3 together. Then I'm going to have another video that will show you exactly what the whole blanket, the whole wing section looks like sewn together, and I'll show you both left wing and right wing, so that way you can see what it looks like. Alrighty, so without further ado, let's get started on the Batman blanket wing section 4.4. Alrighty, so in order to start this, we're going to make a slip knot, and we're going to do a foundation double crochet. So make sure you also have your yellow ready, because if you noticed in the graph, we have to make a little tiny black stitch, and then we're going to start right into the yellow stitch. And we are only doing 17 foundation double crochets. So in order to do this, you're going to chain 2, yarn over, go into that stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over to chain 1, yarn over to go through 2 loops. Drop your black yarn and go ahead and pick up your yellow yarn so we can switch right over to yellow. Yarn over and pull through both loops. Grab your yellow yarn tail and your black working yarn and make a knot. And like I said before, make sure that your knot isn't too tight or too loose. This way we can secure it. And this one can be a little difficult because we're starting out. And then you're going to pick up your yellow yarn and you're going to move the yellow yarn tail and the working black yarn out of the way. You're now going to yarn over and go into that stitch and grab your working yarn and pull up a loop. Grab your working yarn, make a chain, grab your working yarn and pull through 2. Grab your working yarn and pull through 2. So that made that little black stitch that we have seen right here in the very beginning on row number 1. And now we're going into the yellow stitches, and we're going to make 16 yellow stitches. I'll meet you back on row number 2. Alrighty, so I'm back and I have to make one more foundation double crochet. So yarn over, go into the stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop. Grab your working yarn, pull through the chain to make a chain. Grab your working yarn and pull through 2. Grab your working yarn and pull through 2. Flip your work up and count your stitches to make sure you have 16 foundation double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and this one on the end is number 16. Alrighty, so now all we're going to do is we're going to chain 1, double crochet into the very first stitch, double crochet until you get to 1 stitch before this last yellow so we can do that transition to black, and I will meet you back up in just a few moments. Alrighty, so I'm back and I made it 1 stitch before the transition. So here is where the transition is going to be. So we're going to yarn over, go into that stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, grab your working yarn and pull through 2. Drop your yellow, pick up your black one, yarn over and finish that double crochet. Pull on that yellow to secure it. We're going to yarn over, pick up the fake, pick up the stitch, grab our working yarn and pull through, grab our working yarn and pull through 2, grab our working yarn and pull through 2 to finish off that double crochet. Chain 1 and turn your work. Now you're going to double crochet into that first stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, grab your working yarn and pull through 2, drop your black stitch, pick up your yellow stitch, yarn over and pull through both of those stitches, grab your black yarn and pull on it a little to secure it, yarn over, pick up the fake, go into the stitch, grab your working yarn and pull through, grab your working yarn and pull through 2, grab your working yarn and pull through 2. Double crochet, chain 1, and I'll meet you back for row number 4. Alrighty, so I'm back and we're on now row number 4, and here we go with the transition again. So yarn over, go into the stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, grab your working yarn and pull through 2, drop that yellow, pick up your black yarn, yarn over and finish that double crochet, pull on your yellow to secure it, yarn over, pick up that fake stitch, pick up the regular stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, grab your working yarn and pull through 2, grab your working yarn and pull through 2. We're going to put this down for just one moment and pick this up. So we're on row number 4, now going to work on row number 5. We have 3 transitions that we have to make before we get to row number, let's see, 8, 9, 8, row 8 right here. So I'm going to let you do those 3 transitions and I will meet you back on row number 7 for that next transition. So you're going to work row number 5, row number 6, and then I'm going to meet you back 1 stitch before the end of row number 7 to help you do this transition and then move the yarn and do this transition. So we'll be back shortly. I apologize for that. I meant to show you the next transition for row number 5. So what you're going to do, since we're on row number 4, is you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. You're going to yarn over, go into that stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, grab your working yarn and pull through 2, drop your black yarn, pick up your yellow yarn, yarn over and finish off that double crochet, pull on your black yarn to secure, yarn over, pick up the fake stitch, pick up the regular stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, grab your working yarn and pull through 2, grab your working yarn and pull through 2. This is row number 5. You're going to do row number 6 and so am I, and I will meet you back on row number 7. Don't forget, double crochet in yellow to the end, chain 1, double crochet back, and do that transition for row number 6. I'll meet you on row number 7. Okay, I apologize one more time. I didn't realize that row 6 is going to transition into row 7. So I am actually on row number 6, as you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we're going to do that transition right now. So we're going to yarn over, go into the stitch, grab our working yarn and pull up a loop, grab our working yarn and pull through 2. Drop your yellow yarn, pick up your black one, yarn over and finish off that double crochet. Pull on the yellow just a little bit to tug on it and secure it. Yarn over, pick up the fake, go into the regular stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop. Grab your working yarn and pull through. Grab your working yarn and pull through. That is row 6. Now we're on row 7. So you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and we're going to do the transition. So we're going to yarn over, go into the stitch, grab our working yarn and pull up a loop, grab our working yarn and pull through 2. Drop your black yarn, pick up your yellow yarn, yarn over to finish off that double crochet, pull on that black yarn, yarn over, pick up the fake, pick up the yellow. Now grab your black yarn and put it over that yellow stitch. We have to carry this with us now. Grab your working yarn and pull through. Grab your working yarn and pull through 2. Grab your working yarn and pull through 2. Now we have to take this black yarn with us for row number 8, which is right here. So we have 5, 6, 7, and 8. We have to carry it 2, 3, 4, and 5 stitches. So 5 stitches is where we're going to carry it. So this is going to be stitch number 2, 3, 4, and number 5. Because this one counts as one of the stitches. And then of course 4 yellow double crochets. Pull on your black yarn a little bit to get it nice and straight in between the stitches. Drop your black yarn right here at the yellow stitch. Double crochet in yellow to the end. Chain 1 for row number 8. Double crochet and come back one stitch before where you dropped your black yarn. If you need to, put a stitch marker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double crochet into this stitch, put a stitch marker right here so you know don't double crochet into this stitch. And let me grab one really quickly so that way I remember as well. Okay, so here we go. You can just pull your yarn out, put your stitch marker right into that stitch. So do not crochet into that stitch where your stitch marker is, and then double crochet to the end, chain 1, and 1 stitch before this one is where you're going to stop, and I will be back on row number 8 one at this stitch right here where my 2 thumbs are. Alrighty, so I'm back and here is the stitch marker. Now the reason why I told you not to crochet into this stitch is because this is where we're going to do our transition. So go ahead and pull out that stitch marker, and this is where we're going to do our transition. So yarn over, go into that stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, grab your working yarn and pull through 2, drop your yellow yarn and pick up your black yarn, yarn over and pull through both stitches to finish off that double crochet. Pull on the yellow yarn to secure, yarn over, pick up the fake stitch, pick up the regular stitch, grab your working yarn and pull through, grab your working yarn and pull through 2, grab your working yarn and pull through 2. Double crochet, until you get to the end of the row. Okay, so we are at the end of the row, and that is going to be for row number 8. So let's put that down for a second. So this is where we are right here, where we did those 4 black stitches and then the 5th black stitch. We're going to do that all the way until we get to row number 15. I'm going to show you how to do the transition for row number 9 right here. And then I'm going to let you go all the way until I get to row number 14, and I'll come back and do that transition. So let's get this transition done real quick. Okay, so chain 1, turn your work, and double crochet into the next 5 stitches in black. And here's number 5. When you get here, you're going to do your transition from black to yellow, then back to yellow to black on the other rows. So yarn over, go into your stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, grab your working yarn and pull through 2. Drop your black yarn and pick up your yellow yarn, yarn over and pull through both stitches to finish off that double crochet. Pull on that yellow to secure it, yarn over, pick up the fake, pick up the regular stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, grab your working yarn and pull through 2, grab your working yarn and pull through 2. Double crochet in yellow, chain 1, double crochet back, do the transition all the way until you get to row number 14. We are on row number 9, which is this one right here. So pretty much you will have 4 rows to do on your own, and then I will be back on row number 14. So technically you'll actually have 3 rows to do on your own, and I'll come back on row number 14 for the transition, or row number 13, whichever is going to be first. So let's see here. We are on row number 9 right here. We just did the transition, and now we're going into yellow. So yeah, I'll be back on row number 14. Sorry, I had to see exactly where it would land me. Looks like it's going to land me on row number 14. So I'll be back on row number 14, 1 stitch before the transition, to show you how to do that. And then all we have to do is 2 rows of yellow, 2 rows of black, and 2 rows of blue. And as you can see, I have the new blue right behind me. And that will be the blue that we are going to use, which I have a new ball of it right here. Okay, so I will be back shortly. Alrighty, so I am back, and I made it 14 rows, so let's count. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and row number 14. Like I said, I was going to come back on row number 14, and we're going to do that transition again. Okay, so yarn over, go into the stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, grab your working yarn and pull through, drop your yellow, pick up your black, yarn over and pull through both stitches, pull on that yellow to secure it, yarn over, pick up the fake, pick up the regular stitch, grab your working yarn and pull through, grab your working yarn and pull through, grab your working yarn and pull through. We're going to double crochet in black until we get to the end of the row. oh dear, we need to take our yellow yarn with us. Sorry about that. So here we are, yarn over, pick up the fake, pick up the regular black stitch, pick up the yellow working yarn and put it on top. Grab your black working yarn and pull through, grab your working yarn and pull through, grab your working yarn and pull through. Now double crochet with the yellow on top, one stitch before the end so we can transition back to yellow. Don't forget to pull on it so you can straighten it a little bit. Okay, one more stitch. Fabulous. Okay, and then the very last one, yarn over, go into the stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, grab your working yarn and pull through two. Drop your black one, pick up your yellow one, pull on it just a little bit more just to make sure you straighten it, grab your yellow working yarn and pull through, pull down on that black yarn. Put your work down for a moment, grab your scissors and cut the black yarn off. Make a slip knot for this black yarn because after we do 2 rows of yellow, we're going to be attaching this and doing 2 rows of black and then 2 rows of blue. Okay, now yarn, chain 1, turn your work, double crochet into the first stitch, and double crochet into every stitch, chain 1, double crochet back. I'll meet you 1 stitch before the end of the row, so that way we can change colors back to black. Alrighty, so I'm back and we are now on row number 16, going on to row number 17. I have 2 more stitches left before the end, so I'm going to double crochet into this stitch. I'm going to grab my black yarn that I made a slip knot with earlier. There we go. Okay, so that one's ready. So we're going to yarn over, go into the stitch, grab our working yarn and pull up a loop, grab our working yarn and pull through 2, drop that yellow, pick up the black yarn, finish off the double crochet, grab the black yarn tail and the yellow working yarn and make a knot, a double knot. And 2. Go ahead and cut your yellow yarn like that, and that way it'll finish off the yellow. Now chain 1 and turn your work, yarn over, go into that stitch and double crochet. Double crochet into every stitch. Once you get to the end of the row, chain 1 and double crochet again in the same color of black. I'll meet you back 1 to 2 stitches before the end for row number 18. Is that right? Yeah. 15, 16, 17, row 18. So this is row number 17. So this was 15. This is row number 16. This is row number 17. I'll meet you back for row number 18. Alrighty, so I am back and I'm 3 stitches before the end. Make sure to have your blue yarn ready with a slip knot so that way we can change it. We are almost done. We have 2 more rows left to do. So let's double crochet into the last 2 stitches And let's do our transition. So yarn over, go into the stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, grab your working yarn and pull through 2. Drop your black yarn and now grab your blue slip knot, put it onto your hook and pull through both. Tighten that. Grab your blue yarn tail and your black working yarn, so that way we can make a double knot real quick. 1 and 2. Let's now cut this little black yarn and be done with it. And now we can start working on the blue yarn. So chain 1, turn your work, and double crochet into the very first stitch. And double crochet into every stitch until you get to the end. Chain 1, and I will meet you back 1 stitch before the end. And this will be our very last 2 rows for Batman Blanket 4.4. I'll meet you back 1 stitch before the end. Alrighty, so I am back and I made it 1 stitch before the end. So let's yarn over, go into that stitch, grab our working yarn and pull up a loop, grab our working yarn and pull through 2, grab our working yarn and pull through 2. And before we fasten off, let's get a count of our stitches, so that way we know we have 20 rows. So I'm going to start down here at the bottom. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. 20 rows of the Batman Blanket 4.4 wing section. That means we are finished once we cut. We are finished with the wing section. Yay, hooray. I am so excited. I really am, because that means we all can start working now on the middle section of the Batman Blanket. Once the middle section it is completely finished, I will start on the baby blanket Batman blanket and finally finish that one. And then we can move on to other things like cardigans and scarves and shawls and all sorts of stuff. I have so many projects that I want to show you, so I'm really excited. Thank you everyone for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the Batman Blanket 4.4 wing section, because this is the last piece of the wing section. We are finally done. Yay! So excited. In the next video, I am going to show you how to put together section 4. And what that means, I'm going to sew each part. I'm going to sew parts 1 through 4 and show you how to sew them together. And then I'm going to sew section 4 to section 3. I'm going to show you the whole entire blanket so you get to see it completely put together, just the wing section, not the middle section. And I'll also show you the 2 sections, both of the wing sections that I have made. So that way you know that I actually did it. Alright, thank you everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. And please don't forget to scroll down and subscribe. Hit that like button to let me know that you're enjoying this video. And if you have any comments or questions, please leave them down in the comment section. And until next time, I will see you in the next video. Everyone have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.